Welcome back, guys. This obviously isn't a bike, but I've been given the fuel tank and the throttle bodies of a GTR1400. If anyone's familiar with that bike, you'll know what a pain in the arse it is to do anything on them. So there's the biggest one is like the valve clearance and the spark plugs. They're really hard to get to because the frame of the bike basically obscures the top of the engine. Anyway, so this guy has contacted me a couple of days ago and he's dropped off the fuel tank and the throttle bodies because the bike it won't start at the moment, and the customer, he reckons it's something to do with the fuel injectors. Before he put it away about a year ago, last time he rode the bike, he said that it was misfiring a bit and running a bit rough when he got it MOT'd. So that's what we know about this bike so far. And so I've just set up a little sort of test bench, if you like, on my bench. So I've got the throttle bodies connected to the fuel line off the tank. I've got the tank wired up, so I've already done this, but the pressure is about where you want it, so roughly 40 psi. I've just checked that there's no leaks, so we can hear the pump whirring away, and the pressure, if it was maintained, like if the pump was going, I'll just stick this back on, so the pressure is running about 45 psi. So sounds okay, it's got pressure. Let's test the injectors. So I haven't bothered to take the injectors out, so what I've done is I've just set them up here floating in midair, and I'm going to put my fuel injector gadget here, which is going to trigger the injectors, and I'm going to run the pump. I'm going to run the pump, trigger the injector, and then we're just going to go through one by one. I'm not going to do them all at the same time, I don't want to fire. So I'm just going to hook these up in a moment and I'll show you what we've got. Right, so I've got the pump running again. I've got this one hooked up, I just need to connect the power to it and we should start seeing some fuel coming out. So I'm just going to adjust the settings a little bit. I want to make it go a little bit less than that, really. So if I just take the pressure away, we'll just get the fuel down. It looks a bit foamy to my eyes, but anyway, we'll I have to set this while it's running, unfortunately. So if I just get this down to 1 Hertz, less duty cycle, so we don't have too much fuel pouring out of it. But I mean, straight away that's definitely got water in it, hasn't it? Yeah. The funny thing is that the customer, he did say that he's had the fuel pump out. I don't know whether he had the fuel pump out recently, but that's definitely got some sort of contamination in there. But let's just run through each one with the pressure on. You should see a nice spray pattern. I might have to just get something to show it better. Hang on. Right, so I've got the injector firing once per second. There's something not right with that fuel. That's pretty bad fuel. Looks like milk, actually. Right, I'll move on to the next injector. Okay, second injector's hooked up. Just get the injector firing. And pump on. Yeah, it looks like the same sort of milky, foamy sort of thing. The spray pattern's not fantastic because it's hitting the edge of the the intake runner there. stop that. I need some switches on this setup, don't I? Right, we'll do the last two. Okay, so the third injector's connected up. This one's going to be a bit more tricky to look at, but just get the pump on. Okay. The spray looks okay. I don't think I've got any danger of getting a fire because this is so waterlogged. Get this last one in, connected up. See, that should be enough. Right, hook it up. Yeah, so as soon as the injector opens, the pressure drops. So if I just do a quick check with this, so we've got full pressure there. This gauge is probably, yeah, so each time the injector's opening, the pressure's dropping, which is what you'd expect. Yeah, I think it's the same stuff. This is definitely not petrol, which explains why it's not spraying properly. Because if it's got, you know, water, I've got to assume it's water in the system, then it's just gonna be the difference in the viscosity is going to cause the spray pattern to be different. I think we all can see that. So I'm going to have to take the fuel pump out and wash the tank out, really. I think that'll probably solve it because it won't run on water, believe it or not. But yeah. Right, so I've just took the fuel line off. We'll just get the pump to pump out most of the fuel / water. I'm going to stop it, I think, because it's just going to burn the motor out, isn't it? So I've never known anything like it. It's just water, that, isn't it? The faintest whiff of petrol, but it's just water, that. Sounds like the pump's going crazy, so I'll just stop it. I don't want to burn out the motor. It's got some red to it, so that must be rust, I would imagine. Anyway. Okay, let's take this off together, find out what's going on. Oh, lovely. So it's got some brown, wet looking liquid. To be fair, there's not much rust in there, so I was expecting worse. Yeah. Yes, I think a quick drain into a bucket would probably do some good. Clean off some of that sludge. Right, so I've got the petrol pump in some petrol. I'm going to get it to pump this amount of petrol, there's about 2 or 3 litres in here, into the tank, and then I'll just use that petrol to wash out what's in there. And then once I'm happy that there's the majority of the water's gone, I'll refit the pump and do the test again with the injectors. I'll probably find that the injectors are fine, and this is probably the only reason this bike didn't start is because it's full of water. So I'm going to put some cloth over this just in case anything happens, connect up the pump, and hopefully there'll be enough petrol in there for it to draw it out. Of course there's not enough, is there? It doesn't sound like it's gonna. Well, that should be pumping really. I don't know why it's not, unless I've got it the wrong way around. Right, it is fully submerged now, so I don't really know why it's not pumping now. Right, chuck a cloth over it. We should hear it start pumping now, hopefully. It doesn't sound like it's working. Oh, there we go, we've got it going. Yeah, it's pumping. Don't know where the pickup is on this pump, that's the problem. You'd imagine it would be at the bottom of it. Yeah, it stopped pumping now. Yeah, the pickup's at the bottom, isn't it? Because it's pulling it out now. That's about all it'll lift out of there, so that'll have to do. I think I've got most, well, I've got some of the water out of the pump anyway. I'm happy with that. So what I'll do next, I'll put this petrol in there in the tank and then just swill it around for a little bit and then dry the tank. I think might as well dry it over the weekend because yeah, there's no rush. So I'll give the tank a good swill round with some petrol, and you can see there it's gone like that milky colour. So I'll let that drain out, probably air dry it, the overflow. Yeah, so I'll let that dry out I think, and then go from there.